Keep the Bible on cop. The Most High is my rock.
TK.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. My rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on cop. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutling. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece. He's the God of mercy and wrath. So do you wanna fly or do you keep the Bible on cop? The Most High is my rock.
TK.
Rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my
Shalom Israel.
Shalom!
Shalom Yasharallah. Welcome to another class here with ISBHBK. We're located here in Houston, Texas. The school address is 8524 South Braesville Boulevard. Zip code 77071. The class days are Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Fridays from 6 to 8 p.m. Saturday Shabbat morning class is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we also got the school out in Norfolk, Virginia Beach. The address out there is 2610 Granby Street, Norfolk, Virginia, zip code 23517. The class days and times is Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time as well. And we do got a school in San Antonio, Texas as well. The school address out there is 44s, which is 4444 Walsham Road, Suite 201, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78218. So definitely hit us up if you'd like to link up with the brothers and sisters out there. We also got a school out in Albuquerque. Well, we're working on a school building out in Albuquerque, New Mexico, but we do have brothers and sisters out in Albuquerque, New Mexico as well. So if you got anybody in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area, definitely hit us up to get in touch as well. And back out in San Antonio, we're hosting the Passover. San Antonio is hosting the Passover on the 12th of April. It's going to be on a Sunday, and the address for that is going to be La Fonta Springs, the event center. The address is 27618 Natural Bridge, Caverns Road, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78266. And that's in San Antonio, Texas. And this is for everybody. Passover is for everybody too, but we do have the Feast of Purim coming up, which is on the 6th and the 7th of March. It's going to be Friday and Saturday on the 6th and the 7th. That's about 3 weeks from now. So get ready to be giving gifts. So definitely look out for that. And if we also got the Blog Talk Radio. The shop has the Blog Talk Radio out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it's every Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 9:30 a.m. So definitely look out for that as well. And Israel wear will not be taking we won't be accepting any orders until after the Passover. So that's if you would like to get a garment made or a shirt or anything like that, you can get it made after the Passover. The sisters will be working on the Passover garments right now. That's currently what's going on. But the school department is still selling French shirts, so we do have French shirts for sale if you'd like a French shirt. And if you'd like to contact any of the priests, you got Priest Quatazat to my right. His number is 303-557-8979. We got Priest Kazaki out there in Norfolk, Virginia. His number is 281-707-2737. We ask that you text only during class. And We do ask that you support our business, and the business is sweetambiance.com. It's www.sweetambiance.com. We ask that you do support the business. And if you'd like to send in any donations, the Wells Fargo account number is on the screen. The Google Wallet link is on the screen. And if you would like to mail anything in, we ask that you hit us up before you do mail anything in. That way we can have somebody here at the school, or we can give you a better address to mail it to. So with that, that's it for the announcements. So with that, we're gonna open it up for the class. Go into the class topic.
Yeah, make sure that y'all RSVP
Oh my bad.
for Passover so we can get a number. So make sure if you haven't gotten the link, did you put it in there? The link for the RSVP for Passover, if you plan on attending, make sure you put you and your attendees. Okay, also look out for our newest channel, which is the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. No, it's the Hidden Truth Bible Show channel, where we put on our cable shows and news shows. Look out for that. We have a few videos up. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to that channel, as well as the other channels. There's Albuquerque, there's Virginia, there's Houston, and there's San Antonio. If you just type in ISBHBK, they all come up. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Okay. If you'd like to donate to the Passover, you can do so. Remember, that lamb is going to be expensive. So we appreciate everyone that's been given so far. Whenever you send any money through the Google Wallet or through the bank, please put what you want it to go for. All right. It's coming up. It's coming up. What are we? What is it? February? February. What is it? Today's the 11th. What is today?
Today's the 12th.
Today's the 12th, right? I mean, we're basically halfway through the month. There's only like 28 days in this month. So,
April 12th.
you got 2 months.
Oh,
Time.
not even, because Passover is April 12th, the beginning of the month.
Yeah, well, today's the 12th.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So, we basically got about 2 months.
Yeah.
Told y'all it'll come quick. All right, so, yeah. Let's get into this topic. Man. Y'all see the title is The Deception of Wine. Now, every so often we have to go into these classes about drinking. It's very important because, Israel got problems. Brothers and sisters got problems with, right? Well, this is the problem. We have issues and then we compile our issues with alcohol. Now, is alcohol lawful? Is drinking lawful? It's definitely lawful. It's definitely lawful to drink. I gotta say that first and foremost. That way, for anybody that catches the class in the middle, why y'all talking about drinking alcohol? It's lawful. Well, I'm gonna say it right now. Alcohol is lawful. All right? Alcohol is lawful. There's many things that are lawful that, if not dealt with the right way, they harm us. So, first scripture we're gonna go to as I'm waiting for this old iPad to work. My old school iPad from 50 years ago. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 31:27. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 27. Not only is alcohol lawful, but the scriptures is going to tell us that the blood of the grapes. Which one? Sorry. The apocrypha? Oh, this. Oh, my bad. That the blood of the grape was something that was essential for a man's life. Now, let me ask y'all a question. I want to know if y'all know off the top of y'all head. What was alcohol created for?
Medicinal purposes.
Medicinal purposes, meaning what?
Like Medicine.
Okay. Sis?
It is created so you can enjoy it, so you can relax. Or
Right. Right, so you can relax. Abadiah?
So it was something that was used when someone had a heavy heart
Right.
to like soothe, to comfort, soothe them, their flesh.
Right. Soothe the flesh. Right?
the flesh.
So let's read it. Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 27. Let's get the understanding of why was the blood of the grape one of the principal things, as it's going to tell us, for a man's life. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 31, verse 27.
Right? Go ahead, read.
Wine is as good as life to a man.
It says wine is as good as life to a man. Go ahead.
If it be drunk moderately.
Read.
What life is then to a man that is without wine?
Right. So it's posing this question, man. What is life to a man without wine? Without the ability to, as you said, relax a little bit, right? Medicinal purposes, or comfort a heavy heart, right? What type of life is that if you don't have the one essential thing that can do all three? This one substance, wine, can comfort a heavy heart. It's good for infirmities. And also, what was the last thing we said? Helps you relax. Now there was something else that we're going to go into that wine does. There's a few other things. Go ahead.
For it was made to make men glad.
It was what?
Made to make men glad.
So wine essentially was made to make men glad. To make men happy, to take you out of that depressed mind, right? To make you merry, as we're going to go through these scriptures and find out. Read verse 28.
Wine measurably drunk and in season.
Right?
And in season bringeth gladness of the heart.
That's very key. It says wine measurably drunk and in season. So the Bible is telling us, like Ecclesiastes, the 8th chapter says there's a time and place for all things. Right? So wine measurably drunk and in its season does what?
Bring gladness of the heart.
Right?
And cheerfulness of the mind.
Right. So if wine measurably drunk and in season makes you cheerful and glad, what does wine out of season and with no moderation do? The total opposite, right? That's why a lot of Israel, when you drink, you're not drinking and being glad and being merry. You're actually drinking, and what it's doing, it's loading onto the problems you already have. Because you're not supposed to drink to try to fix things. See, it wasn't about drinking and then I'm going to fix a problem. I'm going to drink and just eradicate a problem. Now, the problem with Israel, the problem with us today, we don't know what the measure is. Right? We drink and, well, my tolerance is, we go off of our tolerance. Right? Well, I'll drink till I throw up. That's my tolerance. Or I'll drink until I black out. That's my tolerance. You drink past the glad stage. There's a level. You get like 2 beers drunk, I call it, where you're not really faded and you just got a nice little buzz and you feeling good, right? And you like, yeah, I feel good, right? You might be chilling with your rib, you might be watching the game with your bros, whatever it may be, in a social setting. Those 2 beers, you get nice. Then you get to 3, then you get to 4. When you get to 4, that's usually when you start, you slap a brother a little bit too hard, you don't know your own strength. Right? Oh, my bad, I've been drinking. Right? Then you knock off the 6-pack. That's when the speech starts to slur. Right? You start talking a whole different language. Then when you dip into that next 6-pack, right? That's when it gets dangerous. That's when you start to become that angry drunk. That's when you become that guy that all of a sudden the wrong tone of voice or the wrong conversation sets you off. Because you went past your moderation. You went past the point of, damn, I'm feeling merry. I went past the measure, right? From there, go to Psalms. Go to Psalms 104 and verse 1. We got to see that there's a deception, there's a deceivableness in wine and strong drink. Now, strong drink is categorized as this. In the biblical days, strong drink would be, you got corn wine. Listen, you had honey wine. You had wine made from honey, or liquor made from honey. You had corn, you had honey, you had
You got rice wine.
you had rice, and any type of fruits that you could ferment.
Well, rice is strong drink, actually, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, strong. That's what I'm saying. These things are considered strong drink.
Okay.
Yeah. So the wine, or they call it rice wine, but rice wine is just sake these days.
Yeah.
Right. But then you have like anything that you can ferment fruit wise. You had honey you can ferment into wine. You had different type of variation of fruits. Anything you can ferment would be considered strong drink outside of actual grapes. Right? So, and I'm giving y'all that so you can know that there's a different level. Now, in this day, what are we drinking? The strong drink is Henny. Henny, Remy, any type of, your cognacs, your rums, whiskey, scotch. Right? I don't drink that filthy stuff. Scotch and whiskey, I can't do that. Bourbons, right? Jack Daniels, whiskey, Tennessee whiskey. Y'all gotta stop, man. Gin, right? Gin and juice. Rolling down the street, right? Sipping on gin and juice, right? We know about it. We got all the songs to all the different liquors.
Yeah, the infamous Four Loko.
See, I haven't even went there yet. That's not even something that we should drink. You got brothers that be drinking Four Loko. First of all, when Four Lokos first came out, it was an energy drink and alcohol. Now, if you understand anything about alcohol, it's a downer. And the energy drinks are an upper, so that's confusion in a glass. That's confusion. And Four Lokos used to kill people. When they first came out, people were dying off of Four Lokos because their body couldn't handle that upper and that downer. Then they was like, oh, let's mix the drinks. Let's mix Hennessy and Red Bull. Right? Let's mix, what was it? Henny and Red Bull. You got the other ones, people you mixing Monsters with different type of liquors. So, you got to see liquor by itself. Strong drink by itself, man, a lot of people can't handle. But then when you start mixing it with Red Bulls and Monsters and energy drinks, bang, you mix it rum and bang, right? White rum and bang.
People do that?
I don't know, but if I was on that level, I probably would. I'm just thinking about things I might have did, right? What might have tasted good at the time, right? But you start to take away from what the purpose of what the Most High created the wine and the strong drink for. Remember, these things are lawful, but they become unlawful in different type of settings. Psalms 104 and verse 1, then you're going to jump to 14 and 15. Read.
Psalms chapter 104, verse 1.
Read.
Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty.
Right, jump down to verse 14.
Verse 14. He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle.
Right, this is talking about the Most High. Go ahead.
And herb for the service of man.
Read.
That he may bring forth food out of the earth.
Read verse 15.
And wine.
And what?
And wine.
So he make wine. Go ahead.
That maketh glad the heart of man.
Read.
And oil to make his face to shine.
Read.
And bread which strengtheneth man's heart.
Right, so I'm going here to show that the Most High created wine for a reason. It was to make us glad. Ain't nothing better. The scriptures tell you there's nothing better than good music and wine. Right, a good melody and wine. But what happens is when that becomes your everyday regimen, like, yeah, I'm just relaxing and drinking wine. I got a nightcap, right? Every night, you take take away the validity of what the wine was supposed to do for you. You ever get to the point where you drink, and this is why you have to drink so much, because your tolerance is through the roof. You shouldn't have a tolerance where you can smack down a whole 750 a Henny and be good to drive.
Wow.
No one's tolerance should be that high. No one's tolerance should be 6, 7, 8 beers. Your tolerance shouldn't be there, because if it is, that means you're drinking too much.
God.
That means that your body is used to having the alcohol inside of it on a day in, day out, week in, week out basis.
Yeah.
And you're not able to achieve the part that the wine was made for. Now you got to understand one thing. If you're not using something for its use, then what's going on? Hold that thought. Ecclesiastes 10:19. Ecclesiastes 10:19. When you got something.
No, I was gonna say, it's like the wine was made to make us feel good, right?
Right.
When you start to like depend on it every day, then it's like, and you see it all the time growing up, man. Where it becomes this thing where it's like, I can't feel good unless I drink. I can't. That's why, like in the hoods, that's why they put in the music. Like, I gotta smoke weed to get by. I gotta smoke a cigarette to get by. And I know those are different from actual drinking, but
it's not. But it's not, because it's a dependency.
No, I was talking about what I was talking about was the law wise.
Oh, law wise, yeah.
Like
yeah,
whether
definitely.
it's lawful or not.
Right.
So of course that's unlawful, but you still the same thing happens.
You build up a dependency for
wine.
it. You build up this need, and there's a problem with that, as we're going to go through. But what I want to show you in these few scriptures is, what was wine created for? What was it meant to do for a man? It said there's no life. It says, what's the point of having life without wine? And you can get it. You can understand it, because we go through so many different things in life where it's like, hey, I need a drink. Now, is it, I need a drink to drink off what's happening? Well, listen, you might need to forget for a moment what's happening. The scriptures say that. You might need to hit a drink or two to just mellow down your nerves and your mind for that moment. But when it becomes every moment, like, damn, I got infirmities all the time, right? I gotta like, you got brothers that think like that, because the scriptures say wine make the heart merry, that's the opening to drink every day, and that's the opening to be drunk in excess. Now the issue with that is, if you're drinking daily, there's a reason why they call it wine and spirits. Right? You ever go to the liquor store, it says wine and spirits? Yeah, there's a reason why they call it spirits, because it'll put spirits on you. There's spirits in those bottles, man. Meaning, they'll put you in certain different types of moods. That's why you have your happy drunk, you have your angry drunk, you have your emotional drunk, crying, right? You got your, they call it, what do they call it? Liquid courage, right? Let me get sip down some liquid courage so I can go holler at old shorty in the corner, right? You gotta get your liquid courage. So you have different types of spirits associated, but those spirits come along with what you're dealing with on a day-to-day. Those spirits attach on to the demons that's already on you, or the positive spirits that's on you. So if you're already in an upset rage, and then you mingle that with damn tequila to kill you, right? I call it tequila. You mingle enough to kill your shots. Guess what's going to happen? You seen it. You seen it. Cat be upset, bang down a bottle of tequila, half bottle of tequila, right? And then he just road rages, killing people. Goes and shoots people. Goes and beats people. Because he's mingling these different spirits with his spirit. Right? Ecclesiastes 10:19. Let me get that. Ecclesiastes in the Bible, 10:19.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19.
Right?
A feast is made for laughter.
Go ahead.
And wine make it merry.
Yeah, see, a feast was made for laughter. You get together, you have a good time. And the wine Right? That's why they say wine lowers your inhibitions. It's an inebriator, meaning it lowers your guard. To where if you were good at having conversation, you start drinking, you a damn blabbermouth, potty mouth. Right? It lowers that guard that you have up. Now, it wasn't supposed to lower the guard all the way down to where you were just sloppy drunk. You was white girl wasted. You got black brothers that get white girl wasted. Right? I'm chocolate wasted. Well, I'm white girl wasted. Meaning, I'm sloppy, vomiting on cat shoes.
You gotta hold the hair back.
You gotta hold your hair back and put you over the toilet seat. Build you a bed in the bathroom. Come on, you got grown men. Their rib gotta, okay, baby, it's okay. And she's rubbing your back while you just vomiting in the bathroom. No man should get like that. No brothers, but guess what? Neither should any sister. No Israelite that has wisdom, knowledge, and understanding should be getting wasted like Becky. To where you gotta be built a bath, they gotta build your bed right next to the toilet. It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen, but it happens because we take the wine out of its natural use. Right?
Yes, sir.
Go to 1 Sympathy 5:23. Yes, sir.
You know what's crazy, man? My last time I went to Jamaica, my grandfather, he's been with my grandmother for a long time, man, but they don't get along.
Right?
Man, he went. Yeah, of course not. He went and he drunk and he got sloppy drunk, dude. When he got sloppy drunk, he did the number 2 all over himself.
Wow.
Yeah, grown ass man, right?
Yeah, and it's my grandfather. And then my grandmother, who he treats like crap,
Have to clean it.
she was the one that had to clean him up.
But that's the beautiful thing about.
She was the one that carried him up the stairs to the house, out the streets. This is in broad daylight. Carried him up, cleaned him up, while he's
crapping himself.
While he's crapping himself and super aggressive towards her. She's the one that took care of him. And
I love that point.
And
I
in the
want
midst
you,
of him,
I want you to hold that because there's something about wine that I love it, and I love the scripture, and we're gonna get there. And I want you to hold that thought that he's giving y'all, because there's something that wine does that it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. But we're gonna finish up to figure out and to find out what the scriptures say. Why was the wine created? Here's another reason. So it was made to make men merry. 1 Timothy 5:23.
1 Timothy chapter 5, verse 23.
Go ahead.
Drink no longer water,
Read.
but use a little wine.
Use a what?
Use a little wine.
Go ahead.
For thy stomach's sake.
Read.
And thy often infirmity.
Right, because if you understand about wine and beer, anything that's fermented is good for the digestive tract. Now, did it say crush a bottle a night?
La.
Did it say hit a 6-pack a day?
La.
Did it say get sloppy drunk?
La.
Did it say be drunk in excess?
La.
Read it one more time.
Drink no longer water.
Right?
But use a little wine.
And use a little wine. Meaning, man, hey, listen. You got a stomach ache? Man, drink you a glass of wine. A glass of wine is gonna, that fermentation, right? Anything fermented like kimchi, it's good. It got probiotics. It's good for the stomach, but bros take this out of context. Like, well, it says drink wine for the infirmities. Yeah, but if you crush a whole bottle of wine and you don't have no water, you're gonna dehydrate. So you just defeated the purpose. Now you cramping up in the legs.
oh yeah,
Now you dehydrated, can't go to the bathroom.
kidneys
Now your kidneys can't filter
hurting.
because you're not drinking a little wine. You're like, oh yeah, I gotta hit the whole bottle. I gotta hit the whole bottle of Henny, the whole 750 ml. Right?
Skin drying out.
Yeah, your skin is dried out. Next thing you know what starts to happen? You start to smell like wine. When liquor comes through your pores because it can't filter through urine and it's urine usually. That's the only way to stop being drunk. You can't. There's no magical way to not be drunk. You gotta pee it out. You gotta sweat it out. But when you stand next to a brother and you can smell Jack Daniels off his pores, and he had one shot, there's a problem. That means that there's so much liquor in his blood resonating through his bloodstream that as soon as he makes 2 moves, it's like, damn, did somebody crack a bottle? A gin? Because his body is not filtering, his kidneys, his liver is not filtering the alcohol the proper way. Because he was like, well, drink no longer water, so I'm going to drink bottles of wine. It said drink no longer water, but use a little wine. Meaning what? There's a measure. There's an amount. There's a desired amount that's going to help you to fix your infirmities. If you got a little stomach ache, right? Whatever it may be, a little bit of wine can help. Right? Not saying you got to drink a glass a day. They even say if you drink 1 beer a day, it's good. It's good for your digestive tract. Now, I believe it because of the fermentation, but then if you got to sit there and drink a beer per day, that's not going to be good in the long run. Because beers dehydrate you. 1 beer and I'm dehydrated. Boop, gone. I can feel it in my legs. 1 beer. 1 beer and I'm dry. So imagine if I'm doing that every single day. Imagine if you're drinking every single day. Where do you open up for the Spirit of the Most High to guide you? And where do you stop at 1 beer and then make it 2, 3? Well, 1 beer a day ain't working for me. I'm still sick. Oh, gotta hit 2. Then 2 goes to 3. Next thing you know, you're smashing a 30-pack, a Rolling Rock, right? You drinking a 30-pack of Rolling Rock, the damn squeeze, the twist off tops, right? And that's your excuse is, well, I'm sick. Well, I'm trying to be merry. Well, you took away the functionality of what the Most High created. You took it away because of the excess. Right? So go to Proverbs 31 and verse 6. So I'm giving you all the different uses that the wine was created for. But see, that's the deception. The deception is, well, I'm using it for what it's created for, right? Yeah, you're not. You're not.
You know, that's one thing that too that we got to be careful about, especially with the scriptures. What the Most High does allow us to do is not to take the things that He does allow us overboard.
Right.
The little bit of, I'm not gonna say the little bit of, because the Most High gives us a lot of pleasures, a lot of liberties, but you know we don't want to abuse those liberties that He does give to us.
And that's what it becomes. It becomes an abusive liberty.
Okay.
Right? So read that, Proverbs 31 and verse 6.
Proverbs chapter 31, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish.
Yeah, man, a man that's ready to perish. Listen, if I'm on my deathbed and I'm ready to go, listen, man, fill me up a glass. I need some strong drink. Right? I'll take some white Remy. Give me some Remy. I'm good with that. Let me forget what's happening. Let me forget the pain. Go ahead.
And wine unto those that be of heavy hearts.
Right, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Now, a man that's ready to perish, he's done. But the problem is, a lot of brothers drink into the point where they're letting themselves, let the drink make them perish. You're not perishing, you're 30 years old. You're not perishing, you're 50 years old. But you are perishing because of taking what the Most High gave you and misusing it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 7. Let him drink and forget his poverty.
Read.
And remember his misery no more.
Now, if you're drinking and forgetting certain things, your brain is not good enough to say, well, I'm going to forget this part and not this part. Oh, I'm just going to forget my poverty and my misery. But you know what else you forget? You forget order. You forget respect. You forget discipline. Watch, we're going to get into it. Go to Ecclesiastes 39:25. Ecclesiastes 39 verse 25. They giving me thumbs down yet? Let's see. Nope. Not yet. I'm waiting for it. Japanese sake, rice wine, apple wine. Down south, people drink corn liquor. Yeah, corn liquor was listen, they drank it in the scriptures. Anybody else having problems with the video and audio going out? If you're on an Android, it's gonna go out. Not me.
Man, you know what's crazy about this Proverbs 31:6 that we just read? It's my grandfather, he had Alzheimer's and he was passing, right? This is one in Florida. So when he was passing, all he would do was drink. And my grandmother hated it. And you know, his son hated it too, my uncle. But now seeing the scripture, I'm like, man, I wanna send it to her and explain it to her. So she could see, like, yes, he was going through Alzheimer's, he was getting ready to pass. But, you know, he would drink.
He was already forgetting.
Yeah, it's
Alzheimer's
done.
Yeah.
But she don't like let nobody like drink in the house and all that.
But at the same time, it's not an okay for you to be inebriated and be out there gone. Right? Yeah. It's not a pass like, oh, this man's getting ready to perish. Let him get filthy drunk, throw up on himself, poop himself, and just be rude to people.
Yeah.
Nah. He's getting close to that day, man. Drink a little bit. Let him forget what he's dealing with. But at the end of the day, you gotta deal with what you're dealing with. We gotta man up to what we have to go through. Ecclesiastes 39:25. So we know that wine was created for certain reasons. For y'all said it too. For infirmities, to make the heart merry, and to also to forget poverty. Y'all were spot on. Read Ecclesiastes 39:25.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 39, verse 25.
Right?
For the good are good things created from the beginning. For the good are good things created from the beginning. So evil things for the sinner.
Right. Go ahead. And what are those good things that were created from the beginning? Read.
The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water,
right?
Fire,
read.
Iron,
read.
And salt. Flour of wheat, honey,
right?
Milk,
read.
And the blood of the grape.
And the what?
And the blood of the grape.
These were principal things. Think about it. When the Most High flooded the earth, and Noah got about that ark, what's the first thing Noah did? He planted him a vineyard, right? He planted him a vineyard, and he took some drinks. Now, he took a little bit too many drinks, because it said he was drunken. Now, the scriptures say not to be drunken. So we know that Noah messed up. He was drunken. But I'm on a boat with a bunch of animals and 8 people, and it's just us, and I just got to repopulate the earth. Man, I might take me a drink, too.
Yeah.
The Most High done wiped out the whole world and had us floating on a boat for 6 months. Wow. I might have to give you a little something to ease my nerves too.
You gotta shovel animal poo.
Yeah, you gotta shovel poo and feed them, and they're all crying. This animal's yelling. This animal's roaring. And somebody give me a drink. I get it.
Yeah.
But was it to the point where now I'm drunken to the excess? No, it shouldn't have been. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 27. All these things are for good to the godly.
Right, they're good to the godly because they're used in its proper use. Make the heart merry, right? Forget poverty, forget misery, and for infirmity. Now, again, brothers can't be in the mind, well, I'm always sick, so I gotta drink wine, or I'm always in misery. Okay, then where does the spirit come? Where does the spirit come in? Was the wine the only thing that was supposed to make you joyful? Nah, the wisdom. The wisdom was supposed to bring joy. The wisdom was supposed to bring happiness, right? Go to Proverbs. Go to Proverbs. Where's that? Go to Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 1. And this is the wine. This is the thing with wine and strong drink, that when you put yourself in the thought process that, oh yeah, well, I'm doing it for this, or I'm doing it for that, or you use and abuse it, or you drink too much, or it got to be a daily thing, or I forgot to talk about the binge drinkers, the ones that just on the weekends. Well, I only drink on the weekends, but how much do you drink on the weekends? How much do you drink? Oh, I only drink in social settings. Yeah, but then do you become the social idiot because you're drinking and getting sloppy? Any man that when he drinks and you start to slur needs to stop. Your limit should change. Now, I'm guilty. I was one of those guys that, oh my God, my tolerance, I didn't start drinking until I was 21. But I slowly developed, I rapidly developed a very high tolerance for beer and for alcohol. But I was deceived because a high tolerance don't mean you go to the club, drink, get behind the wheel, and fall asleep with the car and drive at the light. That ain't a high tolerance. Like, that ain't smart. That's not a high tolerance. Like, yeah, my tolerance is high, son. You peel off and you make it home, but you wake up like, how did I get here? The angels have to lift the car. That's not a high tolerance. That's foolery. That's stupidity. I'm going to show you. Read Proverbs 20 and verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1.
Read.
Wine is a mocker.
Wine is a what?
Mocker.
Read.
Strong drink is raging.
And strong drink is raging. See, wine is a mocker because what it'll do, it'll give you that courage at the beginning of the night. But by the end of the night, your rib got to carry you up the steps and clean the poop off your pants. That's how you get mocked. Because you're like, oh yeah, I can drink. I got a high tolerance. I can take, man, listen, there was a time when about 20 Long Islands, that was a night. Yeah. But it wasn't like 20 Long Islands and then you walked out and you were just like in the right mind. That was 20 Long Islands and you walk out and you like, and you walking in traffic, almost getting hit by cars, yelling at random people, almost getting into fights. Because wine is a mocker. Because it'll make you feel like, oh yeah, I got this. I got this. I got this. I got it. Right? But the car is in drive. You at the light. You at the light. And the car is in drive. And you, oh damn, I've been sitting here for like an hour. Oh, huh. Damn, no cops came and got me. Nobody honked their horn. Well, it's 3 a.m. You're the only one on the road. You're the only one on the road. Wine is a mocker. It'll put those blinders on you. It'll give you superhero abilities. You be extra strong drinking. But then, when that high starts to come down and the next morning you catch that hangover, bow! Damn, I can't move. A headache is crippling you. Body aches. Because the moderation, the understanding of wine, right? Watch, read on.
Strong drink is raging.
And strong drink is raging. Man, you know why I don't drink certain drinks? I believe that the cheaper the liquor, the more aggravated and agitated it gets you. I believe that. And I've witnessed, there was a time when I went through my Paul Masson E&J phase. And you fighting with a cat before y'all even get out the car. Y'all supposed to be going out having a good time, right? You start hitting that bottle, driving up, pre-gaming in the car to wherever you going. And by the time you park, y'all arguing. By the time you step out, y'all stepping out to fight. Because why? Damn, Paul Masson got you faded to the point where it angers you. Because they got a different type of spirit on it than the more better distilled alcohols. There's some alcohols that the way they distill them, the things that the materials that they use, bro, and you can feel it in your body. I always say that it's like they ferment Paul Masson with popsicle sticks, man, with that cheap wood. And they do like the good liquors with better type of wood in the different barrels, but it all makes a difference. That's why you pay a different cost. You ever get like 30-year-old wine, 100-year-old cognac? It goes down like water, and it doesn't flare you up. Now, obviously, if you're drinking it glass after glass after glass after glass after glass, it doesn't matter how old it is and how fermented and distilled it is, triple distilled. It don't matter. The moderation is what counts. Go ahead, read on.
And whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
And that's the problem with our people. We're deceived into thinking what? Well, I'm only gonna have one beer. Nigga, no, you're not. Stop. Well, I'm only gonna have. I'm on a 1 beer limit, but then 1 beer goes to 6, and then it's I know I shouldn't drive, but I'm gonna drive anyway. I know I shouldn't react to this person, but I'm gonna react anyway. I know I shouldn't let the alcohol guide and lead me, that spirit, but I'm gonna be led by that anyway. That's a deception, thinking that that spirit is a good spirit to be led by. Letting that spirit overtake your right judgment. Because that's what happens. And then what happens? Go to Proverbs 23 and verse 29.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 29. Who hath woe?
Who hath what?
Woe.
Woe is destruction. It's asking you, who hath woe? Read.
Who hath sorrow?
Read.
Who hath contention?
Who hath what?
Who hath contention?
Who hath contention? Read.
Who hath babbling?
Yeah. Drunk talk. Go ahead.
Who hath wounds without cause?
That's the killer, man. You wake up, you're like, damn, how'd I get a scar on my face? How'd this happen? How'd that happen? Damn, I know I was faded last night, but damn, how faded?
Twist my ankle.
Yeah, how you twist? Listen. I remember one time I was hanging out with a brother. This was in Colorado. And the houses in Colorado got basements. And we was out drinking, and this brother used to drink 151 straight. I drank it with him. Right? I drank it with him, but he would get plastered. And I dropped him off at his house, man. And the next day, or 2 days later, because the next day you have to recover.
Yes.
You have to have that recovery zone, all types of Gatorade and IV injections and all that. Soup, yeah, all types of soup. Bruh, you lay it up just like, I'll never drink again. When I seen him the next day, this dude's whole body was cut up. And I'm like, dude, I dropped you off. You was good. What happened? So the houses in Colorado, the majority have basements. And a lot of them have basement windows. And the basement window is covered by a grate. And usually has a small little ladder that you climb down and you can go through the window if you want to get into the basement. This dude fell into the grate. Now that's about a 6-foot drop. He fell through it. Boom! Cut up his whole body. Everything sore. I'm like, dude, what happened? He's like, man, I forgot. I'm like, you forgot your own house?
Wow.
He forgot and walked and fell down and just messed his whole self up. Now you got a lot of cats that be getting injured, right? They get injured and this happens and that happens. Like, how that happened, man? I don't know. I was drinking. Just woke up bloody. Just woke up sore. Right? It says, who has wounds? Read it again.
Who hath wounds without cause?
Without cause. Go ahead.
Who hath redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine.
Yeah, this only happens to them that sit at the wine. It says, who has woe? Who has sorrow? Now, if the wine was supposed to take away sorrow, why do you have it? Well, because you're sitting too long in front of that bottle. You poured up too many shots. Instead of getting a 6-pack, you should have got a 22. Call it a night. You're getting 4 locos, not 1 4 loco, but 2, 3. Who have woe? You ask a cat, man, what happened to your fist, man? He get all embarrassed. I don't know. Because he's the wall puncher. He's the guy that gets all outraged when he starts to drink, and then this happens and then that happens, and to show his masculinity. Because remember, it says wine is a mocker. So wine will puff your chest up and have you feeling super strong, liquid courage. But I'm going to beat up on walls. Come on now. Y'all see that guy with his hand all beat up, fists all beat up, knuckles all just destroyed? Damn, what happened to you? Grown. You getting into bar fights? There's either that or he's punching out windows, punching out walls. But I thought the wine was supposed to fix all that. I thought it was supposed to put you into the jolly mind. What happened? Read verse 30.
They that tarry long at the wine.
Go ahead.
They that go to see mixed.
Yeah,
wine.
now you got to cast out, have to mix wine. I'm gonna drink a 6-pack of beer, then I'm gonna chase it with some Henny. And then I'm gonna hit the white with the dark. What do they say? Beer before liquor.
Liquor before beer.
Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, you get sicker. I don't even believe in that. I believe that moderation, it don't matter what you drink or how you do it. If you drink in moderation, you'll be fine. But you got cats that don't understand moderation. They drink 2 beers, man, the beer didn't hit me fast enough. Shots. And then, by the time it all hits you, it's like a wall. It's like you slammed into a wall. You ever got that feeling, man? You drink it, you're like, damn, wait a minute. I'm not feeling those beers, man. What happened? Let me take 8 shots. Shots. Right? And then 10 minutes later, it's like you got hit by a train because all that liquor done caught up to you.
And then there's people that they intentionally want to get drunk.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
They in their minds, they're like, oh, I'm getting faded.
Yeah, what you doing tonight? I'm getting faded.
Yeah.
Whew. That's a problem. And we know that's the world. The world is all about, let me get faded to literally not have to deal with anything at all. I'm going to drink tonight and somehow that's going to eradicate my whole week of problems. But usually what does that do? It adds one more problem onto them. Right? Usually those are the ones that got to get bailed out. Those are the ones that you got to pick them out of detox. Those are the ones catching DUIs, car accidents. They wake up over the weekend. You like, damn, what happened to your car? You must have had a crazy weekend. The whole damn front side is just smashed out. I don't know what happened, man. I was driving and something popped out of nowhere. Something just popped out of nowhere? Or were your reflexes dulled because you was faded? Usually that's the story. Read on.
Verse 31.
Uh-huh.
Look not thou upon the wine when it is red.
Come on.
When it giveth his color in the cup.
Right?
When it moveth itself aright.
See, because that's what wine does, man. It be in that cup. Like, damn, it's some red wine. It just starts swirling around on you. Like, damn, is it mixing itself? What's going on here? Right? And you, that's a sweet red, right? But you got your little Henny and man, they use oak barrels for that one, right? And you can sniff out all the different woods they use to cure it. You can smell all the sweetness. Damn, they got raisin, like end of raisin. Caramel, right? Damn, they put some caramel up in that. Damn. Mahogany wood, right? Go ahead.
Verse 32.
Right?
At the last, it biteth like a serpent.
At the last, it does what?
Biteth like a serpent.
Because you're drinking and drinking and drinking. And the deception of the wine is like, yeah, you can handle me. You can handle me. You got this, big dog. You got it, homeboy, you got this. Man, take that last shot. You got it? Slam that down. Don't even breathe. Oh, keg stands? Let's do it. You know what a keg stand is? He knows what a keg stand is. That's when you do a damn handstand in front of a keg and they pump the beer into your mouth. You gotta watch them fraternities. They go crazy. A keg stand. You'll do a handstand in front of the keg. They'll hook the keg spout into your mouth and pump beers. Pump the beer. You drink it right from the keg. Come on, man.
Upside down?
You doing it upside down.
Straight to the
Straight to the head.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those college days. Right? But what happens is, it says what? Read verse 32.
At the last,
At the very end of the night, at the end of the drinks, at the end of, damn, this is some good Henny. At the very end of that bottle, when you get down to right here, when you're drinking a 750, 750 ml, that's the fifth. None of us should be able to drink a fifth or anything. None of us should be able to. Now, there was a time, when you're young and your moderation ain't there and you just like, yeah, I'm going to kill this bottle. But then think about how many mistakes you made after that 750 got into your stream. After that fifth of vodka, fifth of Henny, fifth of whatever, 8, 9, 6, 12 beers got into your stream. What happened to your decision making? It said what? Read verse 32.
at the last, it bited like a serpent.
And that liquor bites you, bruh. It bites you like a serpent. And there's a few different things that happen after that bite, after that sting. You get angry. You pass out. You do something dumb. You act like an idiot. Go ahead.
And sting it like an adder.
Which is a snake.
Which is a snake.
It's a viper.
Yeah. Now, it's showing you that the liquor creeps up. It creeps up because the deception is that I can handle it, but you can't. Now, how many times does one man got to go through the same scenarios of over drinking, acting stupid, repercussion? Overdrink, act stupid, repercussion. Overdrink, act stupid, repercussion. After a while, man, that's not the liquor, that's you.
God.
That's you chasing the sin.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, read on. 33.
Thine eyes shall behold strange women,
Uh-huh.
and thine heart shall utter perverse
You
things.
see that? Your judgment and your discretion is off after a while. Go ahead.
Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea.
Yeah, like you ever lay on a waterbed and it just floats you?
God.
But you ever been so drunk that when you stand up or lay down, it's like a swirl, you get the spin? Go ahead.
Or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast.
Right. Go ahead.
They have stricken me. Shalt thou say, and I was not sick?
Right.
They have beaten me.
Right.
And I felt it not.
Yeah, he's saying that when you're under the influence, they have stricken me, but thou shalt say, I'm not sick. They have beaten you, but you felt it not. I didn't feel that last night, but I feel it now. Go ahead.
When shall I awake?
Uh-huh.
I will seek it yet again.
Right. Go to 1 Ezra. Go to 1 Ezra 3:21. See, the deception of wine and strong drink is that we can tolerate it. But you think that you're building up a tolerance, but you're not building up a tolerance. You're building up more chaos within you. It says strong drink is raging. It inflames you, man, to the point where now you can't be spoken to. You end up doing the Nabal, but now you're Nabal under wine. Nabal was Nabal, and he didn't even drink. But then when you add wine to the mixture, come on now. Strong drink, come on now. Nobody can deal with that. Read where we at. 1 Ezra 3:21.
1 Ezra chapter 3 verse 21.
Uh-huh.
And it maketh every heart rich.
It does what?
Maketh every heart rich.
See, that's what wine does. It makes every heart rich. Go ahead.
so that a man remembered neither king nor governor.
So what's this showing us right here? A man don't remember king or governor. What does that mean?
Blank out.
He blanks out in what way?
Oh, no respect.
I was gonna say he doesn't know. I was gonna say he doesn't even know his position.
He forgets his position. He loses respect. You start to get disrespectful as hell. Now, if you forget king or governor, you ain't gonna listen to wife or friend that's like, hey, let me grab your keys. Hey, you shouldn't drink tonight. No, I got this. I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm good. You know how many people said I'm good after drinking a few and didn't make it home that night? Whether it be DUI, pulled over, or bent their whole car around a damn pole. See, I ain't gonna lie. When I used to drink back in my day, heavily, I used to like to go fast. I used to like to go fast in the car. And by the graces of the Most High, nothing bad ever happened. Nothing bad ever happened, but I had my time. I had one time that it really shook me. I was out drinking. It was me and a friend. We was out drinking. He drove, I drove. And I would always go to the Waffle House after I went out. I'd always go eat. And we're coming, we going the same way to go home. And they're doing construction on this little stretch of highway. And it's just me and him on the road. And we ain't really racing, but we're going fast. And we're side by side going fast. And this part of the highway, man, I knew it. They you know when they do construction and part of the highway kind of lifts up, or part of the road is higher than the other part. And this part of the highway kind of went up, but it curved. And it was basically a bridge, and the street was under. So if you look, you could see the street. So I'm going, and I'm doing, I was in the Lexus that day. I was doing about 110. I was doing about a good 110 down this highway, man. And I basically jumped. The car was going fast, and it hit the bump, right? And the car flew. But the car was supposed to fly over the railing. Yeah. It was supposed to go over the railing, but it didn't. The car just went with the street. I was like, whoa. Right? I did 20 miles an hour the whole way home. And he was next to me, like, he pulled up next to me. He was like, yo, are you all right? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I was high. But I know the Most High he was definitely showing me something. Because from that day on, when I go out, I'm like, okay, there's a limit. I have to limit myself on how much I'm gonna drink and drive. And that was maybe 7-8 years ago. Very eye-opening experience. Right? Go ahead, read on.
And it make it to speak all things by talent.
Right. So read that verse again from the top.
And it make it every heart rich.
Read.
So that a man remembered neither king nor governor.
Right, so you lose your respect for authority. Go ahead.
And it make it to speak all things by talent.
Right, now it becomes a matter of, well, I got this money, I got that money. Everything's about money, right? You start to floss. Your heart utters perverse things. Verse 22.
And when they are in their cup,
go ahead,
they forget their love both to friends and brethren.
Yeah, and that's what happens, man. You get in your cup, and your rib is like, babe, you shouldn't drink and drive, and you like, F you, I'm a man, I'm good. Like, wait a minute. But you forget that she was trying to be a friend. or they hide your keys. You know, when they know they gotta hide your keys, that's a problem. When your people know when you go out, they gotta hide your keys. That means you got a problem. But you get pissed off because they hide your keys. They try to save your life. You get mad because they're trying to do the right thing for you by having you go out there and kill yourself or kill someone else, or talk some crazy madness to somebody and get beat up.
So there's this video that was on. There's this video that was spread through the internet, like this Mexican party, right? And it was funny, but at the same time, just listening to what you're speaking on, priest, like it's hitting hard. So there's a group of people, this group of Mexicanos carrying this Mexican man out, and might it be that the party actually just started. So as the video showing this man's being carried out, he says, "Si ya sabes cómo me ponga, ¿por qué me invitas?" He's like, "If you know how I get, why do you invite me?"
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why a lot of cats don't get invited nowhere.
Yeah.
And like, oh, we can't invite him because he gets too drunk. You don't know how to act. You forget friends. Go ahead.
And brethren.
Right?
And a little after, draw out sword.
Then you want to fight everybody. Then you want to fight. Listen, I've been around cats that they get a little bit too much in them and then they start wanting to fight. And it's like, whoa, slow down. Don't get your head bust because you don't know how to control your liquor. Because you want to get emotional. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. Ooh, I can't wait to get to this part. Go ahead, read on.
Verse 23.
But
when they are from the wine.
Right, but when the night's over, next day you laid up, got all types of cuts and bruises and nose bleeding and pounding headache. And you dry, you try to go use the restroom, it comes out the color of the Hennessy. You peeing out mahogany. You can't poop because you just, oh my God, I'm constipated. Too many beers. The next day, what happens, Reed?
They remember not what they have done.
Yeah, they calling you like, man, you know you punched such and such in the face. No, I didn't. I'd never do that. You did it last night, nigga. You was faded. And look, we got it on camera. Damn, that was me?
Wow.
Oh, snap. Hey, babe, you knocked over the mailbox on the way in last night. You punched a hole through the window and you was pounding the door down. You kicked the whole door down. I didn't do that. You go downstairs and look like, damn, the whole door's off the hinges. Windows is broke. Cars parked in the driveway sideways. You parked this way. Like, how the hell you fit the car in like that? You got all types of scrapes. You go wash your car on that weekend, and you're like, damn, how'd this get here? And this and that. You just got a streak along the side of the car. Dang, how'd that happen? Hey,
Yep.
Hey, Ecclesiastes 31 verse 25. Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 25. We got to see that there has to be more care in what we put in our body. This liquor, there has to be less of it. But we have to really sit back and understand that what you believe moderation is not. What you believe wine and liquor is for is not. It's not a liquor. You don't have to be in a social setting every time and drink. Like every time you go out, you drink. I was a social drinker, but you always out 5 nights a week. See, we gotta redefine what we're doing, man. And what, at the end of the day, what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to accomplish? Right? Where we at? Ecclesiastes 31:25. Go ahead.
Show not thy valiantness in wine.
Yeah, I can drink you under the table. Good. You go ahead and do that. I'm gonna be able to walk out of here, drive home, and be alright. You can drink me under the table all you want. Why? It says, show not thy valiantness at the wine. Go ahead.
For wine had destroyed me.
Yeah, because I can take shot after shot after shot after shot. I can take a whole bottle to the head. You see them in the videos. They pour in the Hennessy, right? They use the what's the little spout? Who's the bartender they here? The little spout they put on the beer on the liquor to pour into the glass. They just pouring that in chicks' faces.
Yeah.
Right? They just taking their face and turning it into a shot glass. They're just pouring. These are the same chicks ended up raped, ended up missing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For wine hath destroyed many.
Right?
The furnace proveth the edge by dipping. Oh.
The furnace proveth the edge by dipping.
God.
Talking about that sword, that metal. By dipping it into the fire. Go ahead.
So the wine, the hearts of the proud by drunkenness.
Yeah, but that wine is going to prove your heart. It's going to prove the level of pride, because that spirit that's in the wine mixed with your pride is going to puff you up.
Yeah.
But if you're a humble man, humble woman, you're going to know your limit. You're going to know when is when. You're going to know, like, yeah, I am faded. You know what? Let me hand my keys over. You know what? I am faded. Let me stop drinking. You know what? I am faded. Let me shut the hell up. Some of y'all get drunk and just start talking nonsense. Everyone hates me. You hate me. I hate you. And you just start crying.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you why. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Wine is as good as life to
No. Jump down to verse 29.
God. But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the
You
mind.
see that? So wine in season and in moderation make you joyful. But wine drunken in excess make you bitter as hell. Bitter in the mind.
It's true.
You start to drink and you start to reflect on all your little past relationships. Man, she hurt my heart. She cheated on me. Man, F these chicks. Next thing you know, you start drinking and just getting mad. Then you looking at your rib like she's the one that left you. But she didn't. She here with you. You start looking at brothers like brothers abandoned me and brothers this and brothers that. But I'm here with you. I'm here with you. I didn't abandon you. But you start to get bitter and cruel. Go ahead.
But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind. With brawling.
With what?
With
But
brawling.
now you want to put your hands on everybody. Read.
And quarreling.
And quarreling. Who hath contention? Who hath woe? A lot of y'all drink and y'all argue. And you argue and you argue and you argue, and then it turns into fighting. Because you can't control your liquor. That liquor controls you. Y'all think y'all got it. That's the deception. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, take that next shot. No, I'm going to sip this slow. You think it matters how slow you sip an 8-pack? Or how slow you sip a damn bottle? You're going to be faded regardless. But you have to know, man, let me cap that bottle and save some for next month. That's right there. Right? But some cats is like, nah, I can't say that. I gotta take that to the face. But you bring all these spirits to you. Brawling, contention, quarreling. Verse 30.
Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool.
Right?
Till he offend.
Right, and that's what happens, man. The rage of a fool. That proudness. It says drunkenness increases that in you. So you add in spirit on spirit. And it says that until you offend. Next thing you know, you doing things and you don't even know what the hell you're doing. I didn't do that. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, you punched everybody in the face. Or yeah, you fell and bust out your whole teeth. Or yeah, you pooped on yourself. You vomited all over my shoes. Yes, you did those things. What else? Read.
It diminisheth strength.
Wait, it does what?
Diminisheth
But
strength.
what about the liquid courage?
Diminisheth strength.
See, that's the deception.
Because you do feel stronger.
That's the deception. Like, I'm going to drink and be strong.
Shoot.
I got strength, right? Incredible Hulks. Hypno and Henny, right? I'm drinking that Hulk. I'm strong. With a K. Strong. I'm punching walls, B. I'm carrying guns, yo. Nobody can touch me when I'm under my liquor or under my rum, right? My rum and Red Bull. But it says it does what?
It diminisheth strength.
Yeah, because when you're 30 years old and can't bend your knees, because they're arthritis and dried up, because the liquor done sucked out all the cartilage, right? When you're 30 years old and your kidneys stop, and you can't function, or just that night, you were strong at 10 p.m., But by 2 a.m., they gotta carry you out the club. You like a body being drugged and your toes is just drugged in the dirt. Because you went from courage to diminished strength all in 5 hours. Because you sat at that damn bar too long. You sat there too long. Too many sake bombs and Deer's Blood and Jägermeister. Too much of that stuff. Too many beers. Right? Go to Isaiah 5 and 11. It says it diminished strength and maketh wounds. It wounds you, man. Yeah, I remember that one time I was drinking and yeah, I shouldn't have drank that much that night. And man, the other time, but it wounds the mind. It puts wounds in your mind, man, in your spirit. Isaiah 5, read.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 1.
Come on.
Now will I see.
5 and 11.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 11.
Come on.
Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning, that they may follow strong drink.
And you know what's cool about some cats? You get faded as hell the night before. Oh, I need a beer to even me out the next morning. What the nigga? What the hell is you talking about? A beer to even you out. You need the Bible to even you out. A beer, like when he did a training day, he made the nigga smoke crack and he was like, man, get this in you. Get this medicine in you. It's gonna even you out. Like Jake, right? He was telling Jake, get this beer in you. You mean to tell me a beer is gonna even me out after I done smoke crack? And niggas believe it, like, man, I got a hangover. I'm gonna get me some tomatillo, like I gotta get me a red beer. Nigga, what the hell? Tomato juice with beer with a Corona? That's gonna do something? A Michelada. See? That's what it is. But cats really act like that's gonna do something, like I'm gonna put evil on evil and that's gonna fix me. It don't work like that. You wake up chasing the drink. It's 10 a.m. and you halfway through a bottle. It's 12 a.m. The bottle's done. You on your third liquor run. Come on, man.
Bro, I had this one cat that I worked with at HEB. He would go 3-4 days, no sleep, working, drunk.
Oh yeah.
All the way drunk. So he'll show up like over the weekend and his face will be messed up. Cause he'll go out, he'll drink, he'll get his butt whooped, he'll come to work the next day.
Yeah, you like, what happened to you? He's like, man, I was just at the bar. Like, nigga, the bar don't do that. That's like a product of the bar. Your whole face is bloody and beat up. Yeah. But see, you got brothers that think that they're supposed to be functioning alcoholics. I'm just a functioning alcoholic. Yeah. No, you're not. You're just an alcoholic. Your functionality is skewed. The way you think, your thought process is skewed because you're emotional. You're always upset. It says you're raging. You got a short temper. You don't know how to deal with problems and issues the way a sensible human being would because you're influenced a different type of way. Read on.
That continue unto the night.
Right?
Till wine inflame them.
Till wine does what?
Inflame them.
Verse 12.
And the harp and the bow, the tabret, and pipe,
right,
and wine are in their feasts.
Read.
But they regard not the work of the Lord.
You see, there's no regard for the Most High. They're all about the liquor. You got all the wine and drink around you. I got mellow music, man. I'm having a nightcapper. I'm having my Olivia Pope moment with the biggest wine glass I can find. But what about nightcapping with some scriptures, with the Most High, with counsel, with talking? What about that? Read.
Neither consider the operation of his hand.
Go ahead, verse 13.
Therefore my people are gone into captivity.
And this is why you still captive in the mind. You captive to the damn hops. Our people are damn led by plants, man. If it ain't the wheat plant, it's barley and hops. Hops is what they used to make beer. We captive to that. Go ahead.
Because they have no knowledge.
Because what?
They have no knowledge.
You have no knowledge of the liquor. You have no knowledge of wine and what it's for and what it does. If used right or used inappropriately. Go ahead.
And their honorable men are famished.
Some of our most honorable men. You have a man that, listen, I got an uncle, man. uncle. Good guy. Very good man. Took care of his family. Took care of his wife. You know, did the typical I'm a good man things, right? Went to work, was at home with his family, but he was a closet drunk. He was a closet drunk. So what that did was it stopped the ability for him to express himself emotionally the right way. It stopped the ability for him to have a good relationship with his son. He only had one kid. But then the sad part is this. My cousin adopted those same traits. Now, the wild thing about my cousin is he had a heart condition. And he had a heart condition, and not only did he drink, but then he took on smoking. And he ended up passing away. We the same age. We like probably, I think we months apart, man, me and Trevor. We was months apart, but the thing is, he died and nobody knows how he died. His body just stopped. He went into the ER, he went into the doctor with like a headache and left out of there dead. Like fell into a coma, body went into sepsis, liver shut down, kidney shut down, but he was a closet drunk. But not really, because we knew he was drinking. The nigga was walking around with Bacardi, the big bottles of Bacardi, just in the car, crashing into cars, just, bruh. I would go out with him, this is when I was living in New York, and me and him would go out, I'm like, yo, Trey, you gotta chill. You gotta chill. You got the problem with the heart? Dude had a pacemaker. He was 30, I'm 38, he was 39 maybe, but he had a pacemaker from the jump, all the way from when he was young. He's one of them dudes that was allergic to everything. He couldn't eat ketchup, nigga couldn't eat salt, couldn't eat eggs. But he was hitting that liquor because he was following his pops. Now his pops is still here. But he's gone. His body shut down because of the things that he was putting in. He was putting all that smoke and all that drink. This nigga will wake up. After a night, he'll wake up and go drink. It's like, dude, you gotta chill. We have to tell him all the time, yo, you gotta chill. He get faded, mouth off at the cops. I remember one time I was in my building. I was in my building, man, and all you hear is like a bunch of sirens and a dude and these cops on the loudspeaker yelling at some dude through the loudspeaker. And I knew that my cousin was coming over. He was actually coming over to pick me up. We was gonna go out that night. This dude is getting hemmed up by the cops. He was drunk. They pull him over. He hops out and just starts going off. And, you know, at that time, they wasn't really shooting black people as they were. Like, this was like 2001, 2002. You know, so they wasn't really putting holes in cats like that. But that could have been him. I had to run. I ran down. Trev, you gotta chill. Because he was just going off on the cops, man. No moderation. Verse 13, read it.
Therefore my people are gone into captivity, because they have no knowledge.
Read.
And their honorable men are famished.
Yeah, man, you get dried up because of that liquor. Read.
And their multitude dried up with thirst.
Jump to 22. Verse 22.
Verse 22.
Right?
Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine.
Go ahead.
And men of strength to mingle strong drink.
Yeah, destruction to these type of men, because you might not get destroyed early on, but later on in life, again, when you can't do simple household chores like walk up the steps because your knees are dry, your body is dried and decayed, that's a woe. You shouldn't be 30 years old and can't move. You shouldn't be 40 years old and can't move, 50 years old, 60. We should be functioning all the way into our whatever age, man, but the things that we give ourselves over to, these things decay us. Go to Deuteronomy 28:48. I'm going to show y'all something about this wine y'all be drinking. I'm going to show y'all something about this wine. Deuteronomy 28:48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Go ahead.
Therefore shalt thou serve these enemies,
Right?
which the Lord shall send against thee,
Read.
in hunger and in thirst,
And in what?
and in thirst,
So you're going to be serving your enemies in hunger and in thirst. Right? They make sure that they open that liquor store the first thing. It's open up before the grocery store. Right? It's open for them winos. Them niggas that get the McCormick's in the plastic bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, them type of cats. When you getting vodka in plastic bottle, you gotta stop. Just stop. Shut it down. Pause.
I don't be doing that.
Yeah, but it's funny.
But it's real.
But it's real. The cats, the plastic bottle drinkers, or the niggas that walk around with a flask in their back pocket. You want to hit that? No, I don't want to put my lips on that old filthy flask.
Yeah, bro. That's
It's like my cousin, he would drink the plastic rum, and he was 25 years old with no major health issues, and he died when he was 25 from 3 years of hard drinking those bottles.
3 years of hard drinking will do it to you.
Shut down his entire
Shut down your body, because I'm going to show you something about this liquor. Now, y'all got to understand that we got to go to our enemies even for our wine and our spirits. There was a time when we had our own vineyard. Solomon had damn vineyard countries. They said he had basement countries of wine, right? He had cellars for wine and places that stored wine. But now that we got to go to our enemies, you think they giving you the choicest of wines and liquor? They giving you that old barefoot wine, right? You getting $5 Moscato, and you think you living. Like, girl, I got that Moscato barefoot, right? I got that sweet Moscato, that pink Moscato. Like, bruh, stop. It's trash. It's garbage, because when you drink it, you fighting them same homegirls. You arguing with them same homegirls. You drink whatever you drink, Henny, whatever, right? It does something to you if you don't drink it the right way. Go ahead, read on.
And in nakedness.
Right?
And in want of all things.
Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Get Deuteronomy 32 and verse 28. Read on.
Deuteronomy.
No. Read on where you at.
Oh, read on. Okay. Verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation.
That's it on that. So you say he should put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You gonna say something?
Yeah, man. The scripture right here, it brings me back into a memory, man, when I was playing a video game with my best friend. We was playing Call of Duty. It was like 4 of us playing. We all in different houses. We all at our houses playing. And one of my friends, my best friend's Jules, I hear his mom in the background. She had the speaker on. And his mom in the background, she yelling at his stepdad, and she like, "You just mad because I don't need you. You mad because I'm an independent woman. I don't need you for nothing.
What was she
and you can leave."
She was drunk off a barefoot?
And my friend, he was like, "Damn, Jules, what's up with your mom?" And he was like,
she just faded.
And then he was like, "Nah, man, you know how she get when she drink."
Ah, damn, that's
like,
sad.
I was like, dang, because like from the time that I was like been kicking it with Jules in 2 years, like I've seen at least six men like go in and out the house.
Right.
And I bet that right there was the reason why.
Because I had that tricking. Now check this out. I'm gonna show y'all something about y'all wine. All that liquor store, all them specs runs. Read Deuteronomy 32:28.
Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 28.
Read.
For they are a nation void of counsel.
Right, so this is the Most High speaking of the nations that took us into captivity. Go ahead.
Neither is there any understanding in them.
Go ahead, read on.
That they were wise.
Read.
That they understood this.
Read.
That they would consider their latter end.
Come on.
How should one chase 1,000 and 2 put 10,000 to flight?
Go ahead.
Except their rock had sold them.
Right.
And the Lord has shut them up.
Come on, read on.
For their rock is not as our rock.
Right, because our rock is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Even our enemies themselves being judges.
Read on.
For their vine is of the vine of Sodom.
Their what?
Their vine is of the vine of Sodom.
Go ahead.
And of the fields of Gomorrah.
Read on.
Their grapes are grapes of gall.
Read.
Their clusters are bitter.
Yeah, you know why you start drinking and you get emotional as hell? Because these nations are giving you damn near sodomite wine, man. They're giving you they're giving you these spirits. They're giving you these wines and spirits that are associated with them. their customs and the things that they do. Think about it. Who produces all the beer you drink? Ain't it Esau? So is he going to produce something that's good for you? Nah, because he know niggas love to drink. He knows they love to wake up early in the morning to drink. So we going to put McCormick's in a plastic bottle. We going to make sure that we got potato wine, vodka's potatoes, right? But we going to triple distill and do it in a way that it kills these niggas. How do you die from drinking? Well, because the liquor shuts down your liver. So we're going to make sure that we distill it in a way. We use certain ingredients and additives. What y'all think is just barley and hops that's in beer? You know a beer can kill you? How can beer kill you? I want to know. How can one beer kill a man? There's two ways. Do y'all know how? So, beer has yeast. And if the top or the seal is broken and it sits and you don't catch it and you drink it, it'll kill you. You'll die from that poisoning. Yeah, that's one way. Another way is you have people that try to drink beers. You ever watch that show, 1,000 Ways to Die or whatever?
Yeah.
And they try to drink the beer through their anus without letting it filter through their kidneys. You'll die that way. Now think about that. Something that if you didn't have kidneys and you drank it would kill you. Imagine how hard your kidneys gotta work. Why do you think they always promote to our women, just get a glass of wine? Right? Olivia Pope, what was her thing? Wine and popcorn, right? So don't eat, just do wine and popcorn. The biggest glass of wine at that. Her glass of wine was like retarded. But it was always about smashing down a glass of wine, right? What do they promote to our men? Just drink Henny, right? Remy, Louis XIV, Douce, baby, right? Gin and juice, gin and tonic, Ciroc, Grey Goose, Armadale, Ace of Spades, right? Douce's, Remy, right? It was always, they promote these things because it has a certain type of spirit on them. Now, if you get it from the nations, all these nations is faggots. They all homosexual, right? But we deal with the things that they're pumping to us. Why do you think when you drink, you get emotional? Out of nowhere, you just start crying. Like, damn, why am I crying? Or why do I start feeling a certain way? Y'all ever thought about that? Read it one more time from verse. Read it one more time from verse 32.
For their vine is of the vine of Sodom.
Go ahead.
And of the fields of Gomorrah.
Right?
Their grapes.
Their vine ain't coming from the choice vine. It ain't the choice vine that Christ drank from. The stuff we drinking is poison. That's why when you, like, if I drank a beer right now, I would basically just, you just come all the way down and I feel it right in my joints. One little 12 ounce. It don't matter what beer it is. It don't matter how hoppy or how watery. As long as it got beer, I feel it right in the kneecaps. And then I get a headache. I think I'm allergic to beers. Every time I drink, I get stuffy. My nose gets stuffed up and then it runs. I think I'm allergic to barley. Gotta give up those beers. But it's poison. It's poison. Go ahead, read on.
Their grapes are grapes of gall.
Right?
Their clusters are bitter.
Read.
Their wine is the poison of dragons.
You see that? Read on.
And the cruel venom of asps.
Yeah, man. These things, they shut down your nervous system after a while. That's what poison of asps do. You get hit with a snake bite, it attacks your central nervous system. You can't think, move, breathe. Everything starts to slow down. Ain't that what liquor does to you? You drink it, your heart rate lowers. You start to move slow. Right? You think you a ninja. You throw your punch. It's like you moving in slow-mo. You get behind the wheel, and you feel like you speed racer. Go, speed racer, go! and you do 100 miles an hour and you try to dodge the because your reaction time, that poison is getting into your system and it's affecting your central nervous. Right? This is why now we understand this. Go to Ezekiel 44:5. Now we understand why it was forbidden for priests to drink when entering into the sanctuary or doing any priestly duty. Because, and they had, listen, and at this time, they had good wine. Bro, them Canaanite clusters, right? Them clusters of grape that was coming from the land of Canaan. They said 2 men had to carry those. They was getting good wine back in this day. You getting malt liquor. You getting beer garitas and thinking you living because you get a 6-pack for the cheap. They filtering your beers through fish bladders. You gotta look it up. They filtering your beer through sheep stomachs.
Wine too.
Wine through pig guts. Girl, we living it up. We got beer from Moscato over here, right? Drake singing, talking about glasses of Moscato and bubbly and all that. Cristal tastes like piss. You ever drank it? It tastes like literal urine. It smells like it too. It looks like it. It tastes like it. It smells like it. It's like, damn, somebody pee in this bottle for $300. Wow. What am I drinking? Why do I feel like this when I drink? 2 beers, 3 beers? Well, because you put your body in a state of dependence. So now 1 beer, 2 beer, 1 drink. You know how white people do it? You go in their office. You want a drink? Yeah, I'll take a drink. Scotch on the rocks. And he'll pour it's a cup like this big. And he'll pour that much liquor. 2 things of ice. Niggas ain't doing that. Yo, you want a drink? Come on, huh? Doop, 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 right? And you just hear bloop, bloop, bloop. Like, yo, okay. Fill the whole damn cup up. You get the big plastic cup with a straw. No ice. No ice for me. I want to feel all this. You do that for so many years, it's destructive to your body. It's destructive to your mind. Like it says, it makes you become bitter. Right? And you forget friends. You forget authority. You forget the ones that's looking out for you. Go to Ezekiel 44:5. Read that.
Ezekiel chapter 44, verse 5.
Read.
And the Lord said unto me, Son of man, mark well, and behold with thine eyes.
Right.
And hear with thine ears all that I say unto thee concerning all the ordinances of the house of the Lord.
Right. Go ahead.
And all the laws thereof.
Read.
And mark well the entering of the house.
The entering in of the house. Go ahead.
With every going forth of the sanctuary.
Go ahead.
And thou
That's it. Go to verse 21.
God.
So he was given all these orders from the law. And here was one of them, verse 21. And this is orders for the priests. What they should wear, how they should operate. Go ahead.
Neither shall any priest drink wine.
Read.
When they enter into the inner court.
So when they got to the inner court, they wasn't supposed to drink. Go to Leviticus 10 and verse 8. Leviticus 10 and verse 8. So we're going through and showing why the priests were not supposed to drink when they were performing their office. It's in the law. Go ahead. That's why brothers ain't supposed to be up here trying to teach and drink. I see too many videos online of niggas pouring up bottles and then sitting down talking about Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barak Thumb, go through these scriptures. Like, what the hell are you talking about? That better be grape juice or water. It looks more cognac-ish. I know what cognac look like. I know what it look like. I'm very experienced. That ain't juice, homie. Too many brothers, man, they be pouring up on the podium. Not here, but I've seen it online. You can't be drinking beers teaching. You can't be drinking wine teaching. Talking about we about to go through these scriptures breakdowns and you sitting there sipping on wine. No. Right? Go ahead, read on. Leviticus 10 and verse 8.
Leviticus chapter 10 verse 8.
Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Aaron, saying, Do not drink wine nor strong drink.
Read.
Thou nor thy sons with thee.
Right, come on.
When ye go into the tabernacle of the
So
congregation.
when you go into the tabernacle, you ain't supposed to drink. Inner court, that was before the tabernacle. That was before the tabernacle. The tabernacle was in the tent. Go ahead.
When ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation.
Right.
Lest ye die.
Lest you what?
Lest ye die.
Go ahead.
It shall be a statute forever.
Read.
Throughout your generations.
It was a statute forever. Go to Proverbs 31 and verse 4. So we understand that the priests weren't supposed to drink in the tabernacle or in the inner court. For one, it wasn't a good example. Two, you had a job to do. Nobody walks up to their job faded. You don't even see bartenders that much drinking. Think about it. They're around liquor all the time and no, I can't drink. Hey, take a shot with me, bartender. No, I can't drink right now. Wait till the end of my shift. So if bartenders ain't drinking on the damn job, how you gonna be a priest of the Most High? Drinking on the job. How you gonna be a police officer drinking on the job? How you gonna be anything drinking on the job? It diminishes. Wow, we'll get into it. Watch. Go to Proverbs 31 and verse 4. Read.
Proverbs chapter 31 verse 4.
Damn, this class is long. Go ahead.
It is not for kings, O Lemuel.
Right?
It is not for kings to drink wine.
Read.
Nor for princes strong drink.
Right. Now, why? Was this saying that they weren't supposed to drink at all?
No.
Of course not. It wasn't saying that, but this is what it was saying. Read.
Lest they drink and forget the law.
They do what?
Forget the law.
Right. Just like you gave strong drink to a man that was ready to perish, and he forgot his misery. There was no discernment if the moderation wasn't there. So you forget everything. You like the law. Now I'm bagging his wife. Oh yeah, I got enough in me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring the bottle with me, see if she wants some. See what we can get started. You forget the law. Once your inhibitions are lowered enough, you become like any other nigga. Right? Read on.
And pervert the judgment.
You do what?
Pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted.
Go to Hosea 4 and verse 11. This is what happens when there's too much strong drink and wine at the table and not enough spirit, not enough discernment and discretion, not enough, no, I'm good. A lot of cats ain't rejecting liquor, man. You taking every drink. Nah, man. You don't need to drink in every city, in every situation, in every social setting. You got to be the social butterfly, flapping around at every table. What y'all drinking on? What y'all got over here? Oh, I never tasted that before. Let me get some of that. Oh, man, what's that taste like? Let me mix that with this. You got to have more discernment, more discretion. You women. It's, one of the most despicable things in life to see is a drunken woman. It's disgusting. Because a lot of y'all don't even need liquor to be out of pocket. Then when you add liquor to your out of pocketness, it's like, whoa. But that's why it says you call a drunk ass woman to run away the enemy. Right? You call her to run away the enemy because they're like, damn, we don't want to hear that. You start talking mess and going crazy. Read where you at, Hosea 4 and 11.
Hosea chapter 4 verse 11.
Somebody else get Ecclesiastes 19 and 1. Read.
Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart.
Yeah, man. These things all go hand in hand. Whoredom and wine and new wine. This says they take away the heart. Meaning what? You forget. They take away sound judgment. Ecclesiastes 19 and verse 1.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 19 verse 1. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich.
Why? Why? Because every other day he's recovering. Man, I knew a bro. There was a brother in Colorado, his grandpa. He would get drunk on Monday. His recovery day was Tuesday. And he'd get drunk on Wednesday, recover on Thursday. Get drunk on Friday, recover on Saturday. And then get faded on Sunday, and then do the whole process. I didn't find this out until one day I went to his house. And I was like, dude, why does grandpa got so many cans? We call his grandpa. Like, why does he got so many cans? Like, he had like in the back of his SUV, like the big garbage bags full of cans. And I'm like, dude, your grandpa drinks this much? He's like, yeah. He drinks like, every time he drinks no less than a 30-pack. Issachar is a beast. Issachar is a beast. But the sad part was, he would get faded. Listen, he would drink so much, what do you call it? The vessels in his nose broke. Because that's a product of drinking too. You start to break the vessels, the blood vessels in your face. They pop. His damn nose was just red all the time. The vessels in his nose broke. That happened to my uncle. That happened to my uncle way back. Same thing. His nose just swole up because of all the drinking. When you taking a 30-pack to the face, and then I would go to the house, Grandpa, what's up? Like, huh? What you talking about? Everybody knew him as the drunk every other day. That's what he did. A laboring man, but he'd be broke. He wouldn't have nothing. Why? Because he was always considering, how am I going to stay drunk? To be drunk, you got to take time to recover. If you got to recover every other day, you ain't going to be working too hard, right? A laboring man, he's not concerned with his work. All his money is going to that drink. You got brothers that's making money, and it's like, why you always broke? Well, you always at the bar. That's why. All your money is going to, well, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. Yeah, you can. You tipping too much. Your tips are too high because your bar tab, listen, when you sit at a bar for 4 or 5 hours, you go from 1 beer to 7, 8, 9, and a few drinks. You got a $100 tab on your hands. Imagine doing that 5 days a week. Imagine doing that 3 days a week. Imagine doing that 1 day a week. That's $100 on liquor. It gets expensive. It said he won't be rich. Go from there. Jump down to verse 2.
Verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Wine and women make men of understanding to fall away. From what? The law. Go ahead. And if it's not one, it's the other. And if it's not one or the other, it's both. Mingle. Wine with women. Go ahead.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
Because that's what wine makes you do. You start to have the beer goggles. And you start to, every little chick looks fine. Next thing you know, you're talking to trannies. Every chick looks beautiful under the beer goggles. But then you just messing with hoes. Proverbs 21:17. Somebody else get 1 Ezra 3:18.
Proverbs chapter 21, verse 17.
Right?
He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man.
Right?
He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich.
Why? Because I got to buy that wine and that oil. Sit back and calculate for my drinkers out there. Calculate your expenses, man. Calculate how much money you spend on liquor weekly. You got some cats that spend $200-$300 on bottles a week. Beer and wine and going out. Just calculate it. And you'd be like, whoa, wait a minute. I could buy a whole other car. With all the money I'm spending on alcohol. With all the money I spend on alcohol in a year, in a month. Here's my kids' college tuition. Here's a better apartment or house for me to live in. Here's more, whatever it is, man. Because think about the health issues that drinking costs. They cause a lot of health issues. You got to pay for that. Where did I say? 1 Ezra 3:18. 1 Ezra 3:18.
First Ezra chapter 3, verse 18.
Right?
And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine.
Right?
It causeth all men to err that drink it.
Go ahead.
It maketh the mind of the king
Uh-huh.
and of the fatherless child to be all one.
That's what wine does, man. You go from king status. The mind of a king is supposed to be the mind of stability, of control, of wisdom. But you become the mind of a fatherless child. kid, you become reckless. Go ahead.
Of the bondman and of the free man.
Go ahead.
Of the poor man and of the rich.
Yeah, all these minds become the same under this one influence. Think about you ever see a grown-ass man become a child?
Yes,
I have. Give him enough Hennessy to drink. Give him enough Four Loko to drink. You give him one Four Loko and he's talking to walls and acting like he's Superman and just mumbling words and like that drunk talk. Right? So what should be the influence? Go to Ephesians 5 and 14. Yeah, there was another one. Wait a minute. Where's that? This is it. Ephesians 5:14.
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14.
Read.
Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest.
And this is the problem with our people, man. A lot of y'all are awake but sleep. Because you got the blinders, the drunken goggles. You're clouding your vision. And you halfway awake. You're on the downer. Because of the drinking habits that y'all have. That we've adopted. Go ahead.
And arise from the dead.
Read.
And Christ shall give thee light.
Go ahead.
See then that ye walk circumspectly.
Now, isn't it hard to walk circumspect when you faded? You turn your head and just fall because you can't keep yourself up. The inebriation is real. What happened?
It just went on.
Did my phone die?
No, it just.
Did it save at least? Unplug it and bring it. Go ahead.
Not as fools, but as wise.
Not as fools, but as wise. Go ahead.
Redeeming the time.
Doing what?
Redeeming the time.
Redeeming the time. Now is the time to be drinking and drunk and partying and banqueting. This ain't the time. Go ahead.
Because the days are evil.
The days are evil. Read on.
Wherefore be ye not unwise.
Read.
But understanding what the will of the Most High is.
That's what it comes back to. Do you know what the will of the Most High is? Is the will of the Most High for you to be faded? Every other day, you got brothers that's, man, I need freedom. I need this. I need that. No, the will of the Most High right now is for you to be bound under fetters and chains of wisdom. But niggas be fighting. And as soon as they get that little sip, what they do? What they do? They argue. They fight. They go out, bang the most first random chick they see. Because that's all you want. It shows you that you don't want the will of the Most High is to be in the spirit. But you make all these crazy decisions. Imagine, just think about all the decisions you made under the liquor. Some of y'all got regrets like a mug. Some of y'all got regrets like a mug. You can't take them back though. You got to deal with them. But, read that one more time.
Verse 17. Wherefore be ye not unwise.
Right.
But understanding what the will of the Most High is.
Right. The will of the Most High is for you to be sober-minded and follow wisdom and knowledge. Go ahead. Read on.
And be not drunk with wine.
Be not what?
Be not drunk with wine.
Go ahead.
Wherein is excess.
Right.
But be filled with the Spirit.
But he said, be not drunk with wine as in excess. He didn't say don't drink at all. Right. But he said you got to come out that drunken sleeping phase that a lot of us are in. That phase of, I'm going to get faded, regret it, then do it again tomorrow. You drink so much one night, oh man, I ain't never drinking ever again. Somebody call you up, man, what we doing tonight? Hooters, Bar Louie, whatever. Man, I know I said I wasn't going. Man, I'll be there. You in the bar the next night, still recovering from the night before. That's a problem. That's a problem. Go ahead.
But be filled with the Spirit.
But be filled with the what?
But be filled with the Spirit.
You can't be filled with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding if liquor, if those spirits of anger and drunkenness and contention are in you, and bitterness. I forgot that one. Some of y'all grown-ass men are bitter as hell. You like bitter-ass old women. because of that liquor is eating away at your brains. Read on.
Speaking to yourselves in songs.
No, wait, drunk talk.
In songs.
Speaking to yourself in mumbo jumbo.
In songs.
Go ahead.
And hymns.
Read.
And spiritual songs.
Read.
Singing and making melody in your heart to the Most High.
Come on.
Giving thanks always.
See, that's the joy. Now, I gotta drink liquor to be in the joyful mode. No, the joy should be in the hymns and the songs and praising the Most High.
God.
Read on.
Giving thanks always for all things unto the Most High.
Right.
And the Father in the name of our King Yahweh Shai.
Right. Go to last scripture. Go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and verse 1. We'll end it here. We will end it. Well, no. Then let's go to Isaiah 28 and 7.
Isaiah 28.
Because this is the problem. At the end of it all, it says that you'll err. And that's what happens. Go to Isaiah 28 and verse 7.
Isaiah chapter 28 verse 7.
Right.
But they also have erred through wine.
Right.
And through strong drink.
Read.
Are out of the way.
You get out of the way, man. You get out of the way of wisdom. He that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall wander into the congregation of the dead. Go ahead.
The priest and the prophet have erred.
Wait, the who?
The priest and the prophet.
Now, if we all call as a nation of kings and priests, what does that mean? Some of y'all need to put the bottle down for good.
God.
Some of y'all need to go on like drinking sabbaticals. Some of us need to really put it down and say, you know what? I need a 6 month to a year fast. If I'm trying to be the king and the priest, that's the will. Go ahead.
The priests and the prophet have erred through strong drink.
Come on.
They are swallowed up of wine.
Read.
They are out of the way through strong drink.
Right.
They err in vision.
You do what?
They err in vision.
A lot of brothers err in vision. You don't know. You can't see the pathway. You don't know which way to go. Left or right, right or down, left, up or down. Why? Because your eyes are clouded over, man. There is no vision coming to you. Wisdom will not enter into a malicious spirit or a body that's subject unto sin. Drunk niggas don't got the spirit.
Right.
A brother that's walking around smelling like a distillery, the spirit ain't in him.
Wow.
I'm sorry. It's not. When you sweat and you automatically smell like the bar, you smell like Yard House, all 110 beers on tap, the spirit ain't with you, man. And you can see it because you can see the way they act. The way they act, that demon is trying to come out of them any means necessary. Right. You can't even sweat it out. It's disgusting. Go ahead, read on.
They stumble in judgment.
They do what?
They stumble in judgment.
That's why your judgment, your discretion, your discernment is off. It's terrible judgment. Everything you want is wrong. Every way you try to achieve it is wrong. Because it all stems from, well, how am I going to drink, party, and kick it? The Most High is not about drinking and partying, man, and kicking it. Right. He's about his feast days. Yes, we have our time. Wine, drunken in season, right? But every day ain't a feast day. Read on.
For all tables are full of vomit.
Because ain't that what happens when you drink too much? You vomit everything up. Good or bad. Read.
And filthiness.
Read.
So that there is no place clean.
Right. Go to 1 Thessalonians 5 and 1. To close it out. Read.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Yeah, man, y'all know what time it is. We shouldn't be every day. Listen, your time is near. Yahweh Shai can be here any minute. Get right, bro. Get right, sis. Put down the bottle. Be sober-minded. He said, man, there's no need that we have to write up to you about what time we in. Go ahead.
For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Yeah, you know it. Do you believe? Do you care? Or is being in your cup, is your rum and Red Bull more important? Is your Appleton rum more important? Is your Goldschlager? Is your Budweiser? Is your Guinness? Your vodka? Is that stuff more important? Your car bombs? I name it all the drinks. Your sake bombs? Is that more important? Your Bailey's rum and cream, right? Rum cream. Is that more important? Is that more important? It shouldn't be. Go ahead.
For when they shall say, peace and safety,
right?
Then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
Go ahead.
As travail upon a woman with child.
Go ahead.
And they shall not escape. But ye brethren are not in darkness.
See, y'all are not in darkness. A lot of y'all, we all in here are supposed to be awoken to a certain level. And not in darkness. Being able to see the things that are around us. Read.
That day should not overtake you as a thief.
But who will it overtake? The ones that's faded. The niggas that's still trying to recover from the night before. Read.
Ye are all the children of the light.
You are all what?
Children of light.
Read on.
And the children of the day.
Right.
We are not of the night.
We are not of the night. Go ahead.
Nor darkness.
Come on.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others.
Right.
But let us watch and be sober.
Come on. Read on.
For they that sleep in the night.
Right.
And they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
Yeah, man. And we can't be like those that are drunken in the night. But it's midday and you drunk. It's midday and you sleep. We gotta wake up. It's like he said it perfectly. But of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. You have no need that we should have to tell y'all this. Y'all should be knowing, redeeming the time. It says our salvation is nearer than we once believed. So it's in our best interest to sober up that mind from not just wine, because this is hitting twofold. But all them doctrines that you run into, and you debate, and you don't know, and you don't understand, and you give an ear to, you got to sober up from that. Go ahead.
But let us, who are of the day, be sober.
Right? Be what?
Be sober.
And you'll know the ones that are of the day because they'll follow this. They'll sober up. They'll understand, wait a minute, it is high time that I wake up out of sleep. It is time for me to stop arguing with my man. It is time for me to stop arguing with brothers. It is time for me to stop hiding from the Most High. Read.
Putting on the breastplate of faith.
Doing what?
Putting on the breastplate of faith.
He definitely said to put the bottle of McCormick's to your lips.
Putting on the breastplate of faith.
Get that Henny shot?
Putting on the breastplate of faith.
What else?
And love.
Of what?
And love.
The love of liquor?
And love.
Love and wine.
And love.
Read on.
And for a helmet, the hope of salvation.
Right?
For God hath not appointed us to wrath.
You see that? I close with this scripture to show y'all that if y'all are drinking to the point of wrath and contention in your house, that's not what the Most High appointed us to. Put the bottle down. Some of us need to really go on like 6-month cleanse, fast of wine. Again, is wine lawful?
Yes.
It's only lawful if you use it right. Forget about just moderation. You got to use it for the right purposes. So if you night capping every other week or every other day, right? I got to get a beer in me because I just need one. You're not using what the Most High created for the right reasons. We went through the three reasons. Read on. Finish it up.
But to obtain salvation.
But to do what?
But to obtain salvation.
There's no salvation in the bottle. Hopadillo ain't gonna save you. IPAs ain't gonna save you. Barefoot Moscato, sweet reds, bitter reds, sweet whites, those ain't gonna save us, man. It's the wisdom from the word that's gonna save us. Go ahead.
But to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach.
Any questions on that?
La.
I'm trying to get off YouTube, but anything online? Nothing? Alright, well, hopefully we learned something today.
Definitely.
Yeah, everybody got to look at themselves, and it's about getting better day by day, man.
Yes.
That's what it's about. Again, I've been there. I know what it is to depend on Hennessy. I know what it is to depend on that. I know how that feels. To feel like you have to get a sip. Like if you ain't sipping, you ain't doing nothing. I know how that feels. I know how that feels in the mind. I know how that feels in the body. But it's about, you got to relieve yourself of that feeling, and we got to let the Spirit take hold. All right?
Yeah. Got to let the Spirit.
Got to let the Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only way to let it, you got to let go of one spirit to let the other one come in. Remember, wisdom will not enter into a malicious spirit. All that drinking, it has malicious attributes. The contention, the bitterness, the anger, the inflaming of your spirit. Those things will not let wisdom and discernment and discretion and charity and love, it won't let those things enter into you because you'll look at everything with a skewed mind. So we gotta do a little bit better, all right? All right, if that's it, thank everybody for joining us. I don't know what happened to the Facebook. It didn't even save. So Facebook listeners, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what happened. But we will be back Saturday. They'll be live in Virginia tomorrow. All right, so if that's it, let's salute everybody online. Let's say shalom.
Shalom.
We'll see y'all back here tomorrow in Virginia. Everyone else?
My rock. The Most High is my rock. In the name of Messiah, the Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. The Most High is my rock. Yeah. The Most High is my rock. I keep my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutling. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat